Today I want to welcome you to Alert Bay, British Columbia, and thank you for your interest in the ministry activities here on this little island in the Pacific. I'm Rick Ivans, and I'm the pastor of Glad Tidings Church here. And it was always my dream that one day I'd end up on an island in the Pacific ministering for the Lord, and here I am living the dream. Today I want to thank you for your interest in the ministry activities and opportunities that are here in Alert Bay, British Columbia. If you've never been to Alert Bay, you need to come and take a look and see this most beautiful part of the world. We would like to invite you personally to come and be a part of what God is doing here. Traveling to Alert Bay is not difficult at all. You're looking at about a 4-hour drive north from Nanaimo, and once you arrive in the small town of Port McNeill, you'll board a BC ferry, and you're looking at about a 40-minute ferry ride into Cormorant Island, and this is where Alert Bay is located. As you arrive at the ferry dock, you'll right away notice the influence of our First Nations community. Cormorant Island is located within the traditional territories of the Numgis Nation, and here hanging from the entrance gate is a sign that says Gilakasla, which is Kwakwala for welcome, a very respectful welcome, and you truly do feel welcome when you come and visit Alert Bay and Cormorant Island. I'm standing in front of Glad Tidings Church. This is the church that John Nygaard had a big part in establishing way back in the late 1940s. He graduated from Bible school and came up to Alert Bay and made Alert Bay his home base of operations. He traveled by small boat into some of our coastal communities, some of the First Nations villages, and his whole story is here in this book that he wrote, Beyond the Hammer and the Sword. If you haven't read this, it's a marvelous book, and I'd really highly recommend it. Much of the early ministry that took place in Alert Bay was amongst the First Nations people. And again, John Nygaard traveled to many of the remote villages conducting services and meeting some of the families and ministering the gospel. And the Lord touched many hearts and lives, and many people came to know the Lord. As the ministry was established in Alert Bay, Sunday school was one of the key endeavors, and there was a real move of God amongst the children and the young people. Even to this day, you can still find many middle-aged people that have fond memories of Sunday school and youth group held at Glad Tidings Church. Currently, there are 4 churches in Alert Bay, and of those 4 churches, Glad Tidings is the only one that has a children's ministry and an outreach to youth and teens. If you come and spend any time at all on the island here, you'll be deeply moved by the beauty and the culture of our First Nations people here in British Columbia. In fact, if you come to Alert Bay, one of the first things I'd like to do is spend a day in an orientation class where we tell you about the history of Alert Bay, the history of not only the early days, but also of missions endeavors and people that have come to know the Lord. Also, we would like to introduce you to some of the key people on the island, and then spend some time walking the island and praying and getting a sense of what the Lord might have you do as you come. And then we'll start some ministry activities. So I look forward to spending some time with you when you come to visit us in Alert Bay. Several times throughout the year, various families host a potlatch here in the big house. And if you happen to be visiting when there's a potlatch taking place, you're very welcome to attend, and I know that it'll be a highlight of your visit with us. I'm just going to show just a very short clip just to give you a feel for what it's like inside the big house during a potlatch. there are several different ways in which you could help us here in Alert Bay. First of all, of course, is prayer. We would really appreciate knowing that you're there praying for us, for the ministry and the outreach of our church amongst the First Nations people and the communities surrounding Alert Bay. Also, financial support is greatly appreciated. This church has been dormant for almost 10 years without a pastor, without anything happening. So in many ways, we're like a church plant starting almost from scratch. And so the Lord has been very faithful, and He has helped us in many ways, but finances are always a struggle. And so we'd appreciate any financial help that you're able to provide. And also we would like individuals to adopt us as a mission field, either personally as an individual, or perhaps as a home group, or perhaps as your whole church. This is a wonderful place that's not too difficult to travel to, and what we'd really love to do is have an ongoing relationship where we see people returning to Alert Bay throughout the year, building relationships in the community, and also being involved in different areas of ministry. And we'd love to have you come and join with us as we minister together, seeing lives touched and changed through the gospel of Jesus Christ. You can find us on Facebook if you do a search for Alert Bay Glad Tidings. Thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to partnering together with you in ministry on this little island in the Pacific. God bless you.